all. In this experiment, you agreed that you would see if it could be, and how it could be achieved to bring ones to a place of understanding the divinity of each point of light, and to come to a place of respect to truly treasure the diversity of the cultures which have come from the various star constellations. It has been very much an evolutionary process, and you are now at a most wonderful place. You have been waking up in this lifetime from a deep slumber. You agreed, as the masters which you are, that you would take upon yourself the raiment of the human embodiment, and you would take upon yourself the role of forgetting. Now you are seeing the achievement of what has been in the process for a long time, where many of the brothers and sisters have awakened to their power, not worldly power, truly, although they may understand it as worldly power, but the power of themselves and what they believe in. Those who have had power in the past and have used it in their own arena have done what they needed to do to bring you to a certain point in the process. So I say unto you to honor the ones who have gone before, because they have brought the collective consciousness to a place of clarity and choosing.
I do.
The ones who came before had a role to play and played it well.
Yes.
I have spoken to you over the years how everything serves the atonement, and there were times when you did not believe me. You said, yes, but look what is happening all around me. This cannot be serving the atonement, the holy atonement. Look how ones are treating others. How can this serve the atonement? Well, it has brought you and the collective consciousness to vision.
See?
There are going to be ones who are going to doubt that this new energy can last, so you are going to treat this new consciousness with some nurturing by visioning, truly knowing deep within yourself that you can bring forth change, that you do manifest your reality moment by moment by that which you believe to be possible. In vision, know, trust, and speak. It is a great time to be incarnate. Many of you have wondered about that. I think each and every one of you in your quiet times has said to me, why am I here? Why did I choose this lifetime? Why? It is because of now. It is because of the new consciousness that you've been preparing for yourself and for the collective. A process which began a long, long time ago when you reached the level of the greatest density and asked from your soul, does it have to be so dark, so dense? With that moment of inspiration, of connecting with the original spirit, you began the process of remembering at one-ment. It has taken you lifetimes, many generations lived in different cultures, to come to this now point of seeing some light. Keep the vision. Speak. Trust. Trust that always, when you come from the place of the heart, that which you speak will be in love. It will not always be received in love immediately, but you will be allowing love to be in that space. Speak what you know. This lifetime you can and you will, because you have seen through the cracks in the wall. Who have assumed the position of teacher and leader.
You. Yes, yes. You.
To the hungering souls that have come to you to be fed. Hear this, my special message to you. You, beloved, are my chosen minister. You I have selected to be the avenue through which I shall pour many blessings into the world. Yes, I have called you apart, and have pointed out to you the vast work there is to do. The millions of sleeping souls waiting for the touch that will rouse them to the consciousness of the real purpose of their being here in life.
Really?
I have shown you wherein you can help in this work, and have proven to you that you are truly helping, by the appreciation and gratitude of those whom I have brought to you and enabled you to help.
Okay.
Yes, you feel you are not working in vain, and although the way may appear dark and uncertain and the means and ability to continue may not be in evidence, yet something within can keep on, for I have other ideas for you and will bring you to an understanding of my purpose and of your part in my plan, all in due season, when I have fully prepared your human mind and your soul consciousness so you can receive it. However, if you hear a voice within, faint, scarcely intelligible, telling you to read on, and perhaps there may be something of value herein, even though you think you already know your part in my plan and are now fulfilling my purpose. Do not refuse, for it is my voice trying to be heard above the tumult in your human consciousness, gently urging you to keep your mind open, to listen carefully for words of truth, which I here promise you will appear abundantly, beyond measure, if you truly seek to know the Word of God. But in order to get all the full meaning of what follows, try to imagine that the I, speaking herein, is your real self. your higher self, and even if you do not believe it as of yet, assume for a time being that it is your higher self, and thus endeavor to attain the consciousness of it being you, talking to your mortal mind as if the separate personality. If you will persist in holding this consciousness while you read, much, very much will be added unto you in the way of spiritual blessing, and you will sing glad praises to God that this message came into your life. You, my beloved child, who are seeking me, but who have not yet found me, accepting as an intangible something, which has uplifted, inspired, and led you on and on, ever into narrower and yet brighter paths, compelling you to reach out a helping hand to every needy one you meet. You, who are conscious of me as the Christ love within your heart, and who seek to spread the message of his love abroad, sowing it in every heart that appears ready to receive it. You, to whom I have come in radiant flashes of light, or in visions, either sleeping or waking, as truth, illuminating your mind so that for the time being you see clearly the reality of my spiritual life and the illusoriness of all things that appeal to the outer senses, and you are now seeking to teach others this truth. You who have become conscious of me as the indwelling life within you, and it manifests to you as power, and enables you not only to show forth my health in your body as vibrant life, but it permits you to transmit this life to others, vitalizing strength and healing them, and thus bringing them to the consciousness of my life within their bodies. You, whom I have led a little further, whom I have taught the use of some of the laws of my being, have quickened in you certain inner faculties and powers, which seemingly set you apart from you fellows, so that you now call yourself an occultist, and are seeking to attain the complete mastery of these powers of self. Yes, and even you, my blessed one, who are conscious of me as your divine self, as God within, and who are drawing from me freely my love, my wisdom, and my power, and who are teaching this great truth and attracting to you many followers, who hail you as an illumined one. To you, one and all, I bring this, my message of the impersonal life. The idea of the impersonal may not be new to you. You may have pondered over it. You may have striven more or less to live it. You may even have taught it to your followers, and yet you may have no comprehension of its real purpose. It is my purpose now to make you conscious of that meaning, so that you, as teacher and leader to others, no more can have the excuse of not knowing it. When I hereafter from within insist that my impersonal life shall manifest in and through you, for I, your true self, henceforth, will be satisfied with nothing less. So follow carefully all I now shall say, and seek earnestly to know my real meaning, its personal and vital application to you before passing it by or discarding it, should that impulse come to you. I am first going to ask some questions. In asking these questions, I am directing them straight to your soul consciousness. Necessarily, they will have to go through your mortal mind. As your mortal mind is but a part of your mortal self or your human personality, it first becomes necessary that you learn the ways of the mortal mind and see this self as it really is. Not as you fancy it is. See this personality of yours, pretend to feel hurt, commence to rebel and deny, and even to grow indignant, if not angry at these questions. For I am going to blow up to the quick, right to the center of its self-complacency, its self-righteousness, its spiritual pride, its love of power, of leadership, of being taught very wise and good, if any of these qualities still exist in your personality. But remember, it is not you who are feeling hurt, or who rebel or grow angry. It is only your personality, for you are really I, your own true self. And I am asking these questions, and I am showing up to you these qualities, insisting that all that stands in the way of my perfect impersonal life expression henceforth can have no place in your life. If you watch carefully and study the thoughts and feelings that come to your mind as you read the questions, you will perhaps discover a phase of your nature you thought was no longer in evidence. But the special mission of this message is to make you fully aware of such a phase, and of all phases of your human nature, that have not yet come under my, your true self's dominion. This is inner teaching, and it is an inner work which you will now be called upon to do with me, your own higher self as teacher. If your soul responds and you fearlessly are willing to accept anything I have to say, and will accept it in true humility and understanding of spirit, know that great spiritual joy awaits you and many blessings will follow. But if your personality still insists that the I, speaking herein, is merely some person who considers him or herself divinely ordained, and who has taken an unwarranted liberty in thus obtruding into your private affairs, and that you need not answer the questions even to yourself, for they are no one's business but your own. If your personality, with its merely human mind, so persuades you, it is well, and I needs must take you in some other and much harder way. Yet it is all true, these questions are no one else's business. They are only your business. But remember, I, your own true self, God within you alone, am asking them. And I am asking them only that you may face yourself, that you may see clearly this personality of yours, with all its human weaknesses, faults, and misconceptions that still exist, and which, through your inability to perceive their subtle influences over you, are hindering the perfect expression of my impersonal life in and through you. And if I shall prick the bubbles of all such illusions of the personality still lurking around in your mental atmosphere, after first showing up clearly their unreality, it is only in order that, should they again appear, you will immediately recognize them and refuse them entrance into your life. Perhaps your personality is saying, as you read, that none of this applies to you, that you need no such instruction. Think you so? Then answer to me, your true self, the following questions carefully, studying your feelings after reading each with soul-searching analysis. Are you sure, my child, there is nothing of self, seeking for self, in this work you claim to be doing for humanity?